That you are here in the UK legally and you've paid for IHS doesn't mean that you can go to any hospital at all and get free medical treatment. Of course, that's what your IHS is for, to entitle you to get free medical care or treatment in the UK. There are things to do before you can start getting this medical treatment free. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. How to register to get your free medical care in the UK, what your NHS number is, how to use it, and when to use it. So watch to the end of this video as I'm going to talk about all of this in this video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chinemerem. On this channel, I talk about moving to the UK via study, work, or any other means available. And then I also talk you guys through how to settle in the UK. So if you're planning to come to the UK soon, or you are in the UK already, do well to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell close to the subscribe button so that when I post new content, you will be notified. And if you are a returning subscriber, you are amazing. Thank you for coming back today. So like I already mentioned here, that paying for IHS doesn't mean you can automatically go to any hospital and say, before I came here, I paid my IHS, so I am entitled to free medical care. Even though that's correct, you are entitled, but there are processes. You go through some processes in this country. Whether you are here as a worker, as a student, as a visitor, you are entitled to free GP care. Yes, free of charge. But before you can even go for this, you have to register with your GP. Before you can call any hospital or any GP and say, oh, well, this is wrong or that is wrong, you need to first of all register with a GP. A GP is more like what we call, hospital or clinic back home in Nigeria. It is your GP that will now say, okay, you need to go to the hospital, the main big hospital, where there are sections, sectors, specializations and all, whereas your GP sees about everything, stomach ache, headaches, blah blah blah, all this and all that, those small things. That is what your GP will see. And if your GP thinks, okay, this is a stomach problem, or if he thinks this is a leg problem and we cannot handle it here, they will normally send you to the hospital, where you would have a doctor that will see to your stomach, you'd have a doctor that will see to the head or diabetes or anything at all. If it is a medical emergency, yes, you can call the A&E, or you can go to A&E. A&E is accident and emergency. You can go there and they will see you. But at the end of the day, the A&E department will still send you back to your GP, maybe for further treatment or for further care. So you see why it is important to register with your GP. Your GP is your first point of call for you to go to your GP, to receive any care from your GP, or to receive any referral from your GP. You will need to register with GP surgery. It doesn't have to be any particular GP surgery at all. It can be anyone around you. But most GP surgeries won't let you register if you live really far from them. Like when I came newly, I went to register with a GP. They told me, well, that they can't register me because my postcode is quite far from them and there are so many other GPs around me. So I should go there and register with that GP surgery. And to be honest, it is even better to register with one very close to you than going to a far place, because when you really need this medical care or appointment, you don't want to be traveling so far. You just want to, come down from your house and then next thing you're going to your GP surgery. So in general, your GP surgery is your first point of contact. Then they are the ones that would give you basic advice, see you, and then refer you for the NHS services. But when you get to the hospital and you've not paid your IHS, this is where you don't pay for your treatment. But if you've paid for it, you wouldn't have to pay for your treatment at this point. It will also be nice to note that some GP surgeries offer more services than the others. But to be honest, your GP surgeries would normally perform the same role and duty. Yeah, I know sometimes there are some GP surgeries that are kind of very active and they really respond really quickly. Some GP surgeries, to make an appointment with them, you have to wait for like forever, while some of them you don't have to wait for too long before they see you. Some of them prefer to see you over the phone because first of all, they are too small and they haven't got enough staff. By some of them, once you call them, they'll be like, okay, we need to see you right away. So that's why some people may prefer GP surgeries far from them than those very close to them. But you will also note that whether far or close, if that far one says they cannot register you, you have to go back to the one that is close to you to register. Normally, to find a GP, what you would do is just type GP surgery close to me. You'll find so many of them. You can also go on their website, on each website, and see the one that you would want to register with. You can send them an email and tell them you want to be registered as one of their patients, or you can even walk into the GP, anyone you feel you like, and say you've come to register as a patient in that GP surgery. If you get there, they will normally give you a form to fill. So you fill that form and then you give it back to them. And in a week or two, they will get back to you telling you if your application has been accepted or if they've rejected your application. Alternatively, you can download a GMS1 form from gov.uk. You can fill this form and then take it to the GP you want to be registered with. Do you get that? So you don't fill the form online and submit online. No, you download this form online, then you fill the form and take it to any GP you want to register with. And that the GP will not get back to you and say, okay, we are accepting you, or no, we are rejecting you based on so and so. You may not necessarily need an ID to register with a GP, but just to be on the safer side, you can just go with any of these documents, a passport or a BRP or a birth certificate or any form of identification or any form of thing that says you are legal in this country. Even though as a visitor, you can register with the GP. So you can go with any of these documents and then they can give you the form or they will advise you better. You can always change your GP surgery for some reasons. First of all, if you've moved house and you're living very far from your current GP surgery, you can change the GP surgery to one closer to you if you want to. 2, you can also change GP surgery if you're having problems with them. I know a friend that she wasn't really comfortable with her GP surgery because they were taking so much time and, they weren't giving her the services she felt she needed. So she had to change GP surgery at that point. So yes, you can change GP surgery if you feel you are not getting what you want to be getting. You can also change if the GP surgery have removed you from their list. There may be so many reasons why they will remove you from their list. You can also contact any GP surgery for treatment if, for instance, you move far from home, especially if it is an emergency. If it is a medical emergency, they may see you and treat you. If not, they may advise you to go to A&E straight because it is a medical emergency. When you register with your GP surgery, they will give you a number. That number is called your NHS number. This number tells them that you're registered and then you can use these NHS services. But having this number doesn't mean you can receive these services free of charge. Your NHS number is also what will be used to identify you as a patient. In some places and in some cases, they may deny you care because you don't have NHS number, but it is very rare. It is very rare. So yes, having your NHS number is very, very important. It is one of the basic things to do once you move to the UK. If you want to find your NHS number, you don't know where the NHS number is, you can just check the letter that was sent to you by your GP saying they've accepted you as their patient. You can also check other correspondence that have been sent to you, letters from your GP for any reason whatsoever. You can also check your prescriptions because your NHS number would always be your prescriptions. And check any other document you feel it will be on. If you can't find it, call your GP surgery and tell them to tell you your NHS number. But trust me, your NHS number is one of the things you'd hardly look for in this country because in most cases, they would normally send you letters and all of that, except you don't really go to the hospital or GP as much. But even at that, you must have one letter from them saying this is your NHS number. So if you keep the letter very well, you wouldn't have to look for your NHS number. Now you guys, that's how you go to the hospital for your free NHS services. So like I said before, paying for IHS doesn't mean you can just go to any hospital and receive medical treatment. This is the processes you have to go through. First of all, register with your GP practice, get your NHS number, and then start enjoying all the free medical services you've paid for. I hope this video was helpful. Please don't forget to like this video, share, and subscribe to my channel. Until I see you again in the next video, to take care, stay safe, and bye.